Good evening, everybody. System Shock here with, what was it? I think the 24th episode of the Exile playthrough. So I'm hoping that this is the last week where I'm sort of all over the map. We have got reinforcements coming after us and we need to make some money. So I'm going to try a few other options here. I've been focusing a lot on making money through medical credentials, but that's not the only option that I have. So we're going to be buying a quiet warehouse here, and that's going to be to try and make something of the counterfeiting operation. This is partly due to the fact that I have Zilphia, or I'll have Zilphia back in a little bit. And then I always have the outside option of the fights, because I've got quite a bit of edge that I can throw at these things. But in either case, that's going to require a space. Of course I get the discreet office now. Well, that's fine, because I've got the tranquility that I can throw at it too. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that I get up to. Add Forge 6 and a space to begin a counterfeiting operation. So I've got 4 Forge here. I can't use old and happy far off things. So I may have to... Okay, it's not my favorite thing to do here, to use Ebrel the Ragged Sword, because of course I'm going to want to use that to attack. Oh, I'm going to want to use that to attack an enemy. But I prefer that to using the Adept's powder. So as long as I have connections and resources, I can make money. A reasonably safe way to generate cash. Forge aspect cards are often useful when running a counterfeiting operation. Presses are almost ready. Okay, so Forge or Winter. Interesting. Wolf's Divided Shadow it is. Hammer and Anvil. I'm addressing this challenge with Forge. It will increase the effectiveness. Oh, we can also do the... Okay, let's not use up the connection quite yet. Drat. So, I'm going to have to... So I'm going to outright attack my Pursuer now. That is going to destroy the Obscurity, but... I should have used the official connection. Alright, safely away with my haul. So we'll add the Restlessness there right away. So we've got the Fluttering Goo. When I woke from the wood, this is what I found in the sealed bottle beside my bed. So this is going to bring Zilphia into the fold. Let's try and keep that tranquility for the... Nope, a palpable hit. I've struck and faded back into the city. Okay, so there's the first Pursuer's wound. I've got Freezing Winds. That's not going to help me stop. Crap. Okay, let's get the office. Just something useful. I may have to burn the Underworld connection just to save my stuff. Okay, that's fair, but let's not make that mistake again. So, where is my residence? There's a discreet office. Okay. Medical credentials. So I feel okay doing this for the simple reason that I have to wait for Zilphia to cool down anyway, and it's not 60 seconds, it's longer than that, actually. We are going to be killing one of the Reckoners, so that's fine. Let's throw the Tranquility in as soon as we can. Moth or... So I might as well add the Threadbare Angel. So 10. We're going to need more heart before the end of this. Zilphia has left a scrawled note indicating that she'll be walking the wood for some time yet. The vitality will help. So obviously I'm going to have to cash in a bunch of stuff before I leave town, but hopefully we'll see a good return. Counterfeiting operation still running. Keep it running. Alright, I'm addressing this challenge with Forge. This will increase its effectiveness. Yep, we've got 12 Forge. Oh wow, we're going to do pretty well on this, I think. So now the question is, am I going to be able to pull out... No, there's another Reckoner. Not enough. Oh, yes. We may be able to pull this over the edge as long as this vitality lasts. Okay. Sophia paces, clicking her fingers. Where is it? Where is it? We clasp hands. Your associate is now an ally. So the connections with radicals are going to be something that I use to keep the enemy at bay. The mother pierces, Zilphia says conversationally, tugging at her fingernails. The witch demands, the sister dissolves. So we have a moth and we have a winter follower to help us out. I'm going to reserve the winter just in case. So the foe's wound probably isn't going to mean a whole lot, but hey, it doesn't hurt to keep something in reserve. Okay, more traces, but we're going to be getting out of town reasonably soon. Keep it running. The operation's complete. Shut it down. Loose end. Subtlety wasn't a priority here. And we'll add the vitality for the last point of cash. I've got good value for my years. I didn't spend years on that. Wow, 5 cash. Okay, that's good, but I am going to have to send that off now. So, I'm going to send one ahead. We're pretty much going to pack up immediately afterwards. So let's cash out the quiet warehouse. Perhaps I need the cash more than I need this. Okay, freezing winds will help. Oh, I didn't realize the wolf divided was so quick to go. I would have loved to put the restlessness in here, but again, just no time. Perhaps, okay, good. We'll do that to the discreet office. This is why, essentially, because I've got this operation going, this is why I'm sending money ahead to the next location. So, reinforcements, if I'm lucky, it's an assassin. It's done. If I need to run, this might be a softer landing. Operation's complete. I'm delighted to see you looking so much better. So this is the point where I probably want to pack things up. My works are written in water. Okay, we've got the official connection. If we've got trouble, there's so much I would love to do here, but first thing we need to do is kill the office. So again, nice little nest egg. It's just not going to be helpful where we're going. Okay, this is an assassin, which is good news, but let's see if we can take them out. So it's good news because I can use the freezing winds and my followers on them. And I will take advantage of night when I can. Okay, so this is the point where we need to pack up and get out of town. My train leaves at dawn. Have I forgotten anything? We'll lose the night, so... Palpable hit. I've struck and faded back into the city. I'm gonna strike with Arabelle. we'll use the freezing winds here to... Actually, you know what? Now we'll use the freezing winds to delay. Alright, that's another Reckoner corpse for us. I get to keep the freezing winds for whatever benefit that might give me. Okay, now I'm lucky that I can use the Dawn for my Temptation Escape. But I think in this case I'm not going to do that much to try and find... Like, essentially what I want to do is I want to... I want to find whatever items I can from the location, but honestly, if I can't run a sanatorium, I don't really want... I've got enough cash now that I probably should be a little more selective in how I'm converting my years. Alright, that Reckoner corpse is starting to smell. Zolfia's friend is a commissar now. He'll see me right, he assures me, if I don't get into too much trouble. Okay. So the usual routine, so I am going to have to pay for the connection if I want it. Take advantage of my preparations, we'll get the cash. We're going to be sitting on 8, but the big question is going to be, where do I go after this? The foe's wound is pretty much healed. I still think this was the right call to try it, right? You never know how these things are going to turn out. But this was always a city of jewel merchants and the malachite miners. Now the Bolsheviks are remaking it as a crucible of heavy industry. Alright, troubled again. Shushkin of the Athenians has kept his import-export operation in Ninji running, but it's difficult under the Soviets. His people there may be glad of my help. So I think I'm going to need to spend... 2 for this location because of its remote aspect. I have a feeling I am going to wind up sort of crossing the quote-unquote desert as a result of this. So, given where I'm at with my cash, I'm not going to try and earn money unless I have like a really good opportunity. What I am going to try and do though is buy up whatever sort of rarities and strange items. There's not always a lot that I can sort of rely on here, but yeah, let's see. Let's see what we can make happen. I think I'm gonna start sending a bit of cash ahead from the start. Okay, this will be good for the tranquility. Again, we're probably not going to do any medical operations anytime soon. But I figure stacking up the tranquility is not a bad idea as a default. Maybe I should hang on to the 6. It's a tough call. Point where we want to convert the Reckoner corpse. It'll be Vitality. The Vitality's not going to last that long. Quiet Warehouse is an option available to me. And the foe is healed. But like I said, I feel like that was still the right call. You never know. Oh, purchase a crudely carved image. Authentic, I'm assured. Just like the real thing. So, I mean, this may be a good time for me to say, you know what, let's just go to the next location. Because unless there's a weapon for me to pick up, I don't really see that there's a whole lot for me to... I don't really see a whole lot for me to try at this point. Ugly little thing, but there's a cheering warmth to it. So that actually, this is really good for the heart. I'm pretty happy with that. So, I don't know. Let's see... Maybe let's wait until we get a trace, and then let's make tracks. Because if all that I'm really losing at this point is some money... This is always the hard thing, like it never really tells you what else is there. Okay, well there's the trace, so... Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. Let's take the knight, we'll get a tranquility off of that. But I think at this point, let's just go. Obviously, it's going to be heartbreaking if I wind up like finding something here that that I wanted. But I've got some obscurity, and I'll probably gain some by going to another remote location. There's that tingling sensation on the back of my neck. Someone's looking for me. Okay, Reckoners have evidence that I'm here. They're summoning help to smoke me out. Yeah, it's looking like this wasn't a bad choice in terms of getting out of the region. Because if I can keep my obscurity... Time to go. Have I forgotten anything? I mean, I'm down the Reckoner corpse, but it seems to me like I just saved myself the trouble of spending years to protect my assets. Through the darkness, into a new day. I've gone far enough that the Reckoners will have to look harder than usual, unless they're already here. Shishkin's people are wary, but one claps me on the shoulder when I mention my pursuers. He says something filthy about Reckoners that I'd pretend not to be offended by. Okay, so we've got an underworld connection. This is one that we can use. So I think time to eat the Reckoner corpse. Let's pick up my money. And then we'll find a place to land before we go too much further. So yeah, 5 cash. This is the point where I want to be careful about where I'm going. Although if we get a warehouse, we seem to do well with the counterfeiting operation, and it didn't involve us spending any money. Although I guess I had a bunch of forge for that, which I don't really have now. Okay, that doesn't help me here. That's on the map's edge, and I'm not quite ready for the map's edge. This is kind of what I was worried about. Okay, Leningrad. I don't think that's helping. The Athenians who sell years in Russia are sworn enemies of Reckoner mobs, but I've been known to get drunk with a certain Sushkin. Let's hope he remembers me. I mean, it does make for an interesting... It does make for an interesting story. You know, this is leading. I just don't know where I wind up going after after this one. But then again, I think probably I don't know. I think I'm kind of already... I'm already sort of committed to this. This journey. So yeah, Leningrad's our destination. I'm not going to pack any of my money. I actually need to make some money, I think. I think this is the Adept's Powder again, but you know me, I like buying my stuff. Just something useful. It's another Adept's Powder. That may still help us, but... At this point, I'm just going to try and make some cash. If I have to do the Fight Club, so be it. But I'd prefer to do counterfeiting. Okay, looking good. I think it's quite likely I'm going to lose my obscurity out of this. Okay, the office gives me the chance to practice medicine. Now again, maybe I don't want to be doing that in my less than ideal circumstance, but it does also give me the chance for the obscurity. So we're going to use that right away. Sadly, I don't have the tranquility or anything like that, so we'll throw the ear in. I do have a couple things that'll give me heart though, so... Start with the Venetian Curio. I guess I can also try going for the Grail in this case. Okay, there's the Reckoner. So I don't have the room for the Fight Club now, unfortunately. Scarred Lodge. In a burnt-out hunting lodge at the edge of town, charred bone has been carved into chess pieces, and a chessboard scored with the stone of the hearth. Alright, heart or Grail? Just need a little more heart, but I don't think I have it. Alternatively, I need a bunch of Grail. But... Well, let's go with what we've got, right? Oh, no, here! I don't think it's going to seal the deal, but... Okay, we've got reinforcements. Okay, the Quiet Warehouse will let me counterfeit and host a Fight Club, so we're going to spend a little time here. I hate seeing that one. I may just want to pick up the official connection to protect my resources. Ooh, much needed tranquility. Let's see if I can get it in time. Oh, it looks like they might be going after the underboss. Reckoner operative has evidence that I'm here, but they haven't moved against me. This can only mean that they've sent for their superior. Inconvenient. But that might actually buy me a bit of time. Oh, I'm still short. Darn it. So I need 12 heart or 12 forge. Well, clearly we weren't gonna win this one way or another. So let's go for the underworld connection, the quiet warehouse. Now, I'm a little reluctant to use the sword. It's something permanent, so I need winter. Well, this isn't going to help me, so let's add the tranquility for the winter. And Mernanville, I'm addressing this challenge with Forge. It will increase effectiveness. Let's just see what the passage of time brings us. Okay, there's the underboss. I'm going to fire with the profane weapon now. That's going to destroy my obscurity, but we knew that was going to happen one way or another. Okay, well I can get more tranquility, which is nice. I'm careful. And a palpable hit, so 4 wounds for an underboss. That's gonna, I'm definitely gonna need a lot of effort to make that work, but we're gonna sell the office. Just trying to think what else I use in these operations. Forge and winter. I'll add the gloves. Then just go fight him with my bare hands. This is attacking me directly, so we can use freezing winds to hold them at bay. Actually, you know what? Let's get Dominicus on this. The moth paid off, actually. Oh, it would have. But I don't have enough even with Zilphia. A palpable hit. I've struck and faded back into the city. 2 wounds will kill most Reckoners, 4 wounds will kill an underboss. So again, the aim here is really just to buy us enough time to get out of town. I'm going to wait a little while to see if they attack my my assets before I use this underworld connection. Okay, they're attacking me directly, so that means I can employ the freezing winds. Oh yeah, I don't have a place for the fights. And 12 Forge or 12 Grail. Again, I am tantalizingly close to being able to make this happen. But I don't think I have the 2 Forge that I need. If I get an old unhappy far off things, that would change things, but... Alright, they're going for the bow. Does Sunset give me Forge? Oh, beautiful. I hate wasting the underworld connections, but honestly, if the foe's showing up, I kind of need to get out of here. money for my ears. I don't know about that. Oh, 5 cash? Okay, I'm happy with that. We sell the warehouse. My foe is striking. Okay, let's start by seeing if the freezing winds work. And I'm not going to try and get a wound on him. Okay, underboss is attacking me directly, but Dominicus will be available to hold them off. I don't think I can get the Tranquility from the Sunset, so we'll just write that off. And honestly, at this point, let's just go to Lenin. Oh, that's a lot. Costs a lot less than I was expecting. I was born in snow, so that's one thing that's different from the previous encounter. Bastard's still damnably strong. 7 wounds will kill you. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world to have 1 wound, but we are gonna get rid of him right away. So this is all about holding positions right now. We need enough time to be able to. We should have run further. So here I'm going to use my own abilities to hold them back. Got the Dawn. This is only really going to get me Tranquility. Game and useful, so I've got a minute before I can use that again. We've got 90 seconds, oh sorry, more than that. Got about 2 minutes before I can leave town. What do I do? I don't think I have anything to defend myself because I wasn't paying attention to the Reconnoiter. So we're going to take some more wounds. Going after my assets, so this is where we use the underworld connection. We're always too slow. Bastard's still damnably strong. Through wounds. Oh, we can get another dangerous substance. Not my smartest choice right now, but I'm going for it. Actually, I'm going to resist the urge to sacrifice followers. Okay, they're going after my assets, so in this case, I'm at least going to be able to heal up off of the Reckoner body. Still damnably strong. Okay, so we are at 5 wounds. The next one I have to defend against, otherwise it's game over. Mind you, I don't know how long I've had this available. This should kill the underboss. There we go. So I'm gonna need some time before I can use that, but so we lost all our obscurity. We're up some cash, which is good, and I'm gonna need to lick my wounds for a bit, but overall, I'm feeling okay about this. Time to go. Have I forgotten anything? Okay, new assassin. 8 seconds, so we have to say adios. Farewell. Shushkin, the Athenian, does indeed remember me. I will buy you a prodigious funeral, he tells me delightedly. I have a plot picked out for you in the Tikvin. It's a little small, but I don't imagine your friends will leave much of you. Oh no, I insist. It's the least I can do. And on that delightful note, this is going to be a very challenging... way to finish. So I don't know what I'm going to find in Leningrad. I don't really need to make money. But the challenge is, if I'm going to have to sort of investigate, if I'm going to have to like make my way around the world from Leningrad, because I don't see, like just looking at the map, I just don't see that many destinations. I'm probably going to wind up in a dash across country. And I mean, that wounds me each time I try to find a new spot. So I think probably one of the things I want to do here, it actually wouldn't hurt to just lay low and try, don't even worry about generating cash, but just try and heal. Although again, there are going to be some things in Leningrad that I want to pick up. I might get like a weapon or a curio or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely turned. There's so many places on the map that we can deal with. It's really just the fact that I have this many wounds before what's going to be a fairly dangerous journey. So we'll see. But that's it. I'm actually over time tonight, so that was an exciting one to finish with. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday with the continued adventures of the Exile. Until then.